For Complex News, I'm Natasha Martinez, and I'm here at the Women's March LA, where so many have showed up to speak truth to power. The energy on the streets is electric as everyone shares a passion to fight for women's rights, something that is so important as we've seen in the years past. But today it matters even more. So today we're going to walk all inequality, and I'm going to speak to some of the participants to hear why showing up this year matters and every year to follow. Okay, I'm with this amazing group of young ladies. What is your name?
We are Femme-Powered. We are a club at Doherty High School.
What made you guys want to show up today?
I am sick and tired of being told what I can and can't do. I want to be able to make up my own choices.
The women's movement is really important. It's gained a lot of strength in the last few years. And we're out here just trying to push people a little bit further, right? We need to fight for all women, fight for all things that will help and affect and impact the women's movement and women's lives.
I thought it was important to come out just to start making a showing and showing up for what you believe in physically, and being here is like such an amazing experience to like hear people and hear different sides of feminism that I don't get to like expose to in my daily life, and so it's just a good opportunity to like physically show up for things that you believe in and start getting change rolling.
I think it's important just to not only be here to be understood, but to be here to understand others and learn more. I invited my guy friends, and I was like, it's just as important for you to be here as it is for me.
I think it's important to care, you know. Certain things may not affect me, may not affect her, but if one of us are down, we're all down.
So for myself, I came out here to support my fellow countrymen, because regardless of whatever opinion I hold, regardless of whatever position I hold, this is for them, right? This is what our country represents, the difference of opinion and the difference of ideas.
What about you? Why did you come out
Me,
today?
I just came out here to see all this insanity.
Why do you call it insanity?
Yo, the posters, what they say, the hate, it's outrageous. Like, as you see it, they hate. But their sign says love, unity, together, everybody, love, blah, blah, blah. And the first thing they say, F you, F this, F Trump, F. I mean, even though we support Trump, we could be out here. I love women. I support women. I don't like when women get sexually harassed. I like protecting women.
Actually, I came out in opposition, really, to the hat parade. I'd like to know who's paying to close these streets down. And I'm representing the Yellow Vests of LA in solidarity with the Yellow Vests in France, because, you know, we need to turn the government over to the people.
What are some of the biggest issues that you guys talk about in your club that you feel like are really present in the everyday lives of women today?
Sexual harassment is one of the biggest things. Yeah, it's everywhere.
How do you speak up to, you know, let people know that time is up, you know, especially in today's climate?
I mean, just no means no, yes means yes. People just need to understand that, you know?
Well, I know in like the corporate America, there's some issues they face about like leadership or being put on boards and stuff like that. I definitely think women in business are needed, you know. They're often wise, they care for the customer, they care about building relationships, whereas men, you know, sometimes are more about the profits, not necessarily the people or the business. So I think definitely introducing women in those higher roles could really help us out as a country, yeah.
There's a lot of women working here in the city of Los Angeles who work multiple jobs, raise their families, and don't know if they're going to be able to pay rent the next week. So organizing to really push forward policies and things that can help all women, but also just really fight for working people.
I think there's just an understanding gap between what women experience and common things in the female experience, and I think that's the biggest problem, is there's just this gap of being willing to understand and coming with a really raw, vulnerable story.
Fragile masculinity is also something that we need to tackle as people, you know, like not letting men feel like they have to portray their emotions aggressively, or that they can portray their emotions at all. You know, men cry, and we need to give them the space to do that. And personally, I feel like that would tackle so many things, such as mental illness, rape, you know, everything that we deal with as a society.
You know, I think a lot of the immigrant talk and putting these bans on people because of the way they pray, because of where they're from and the color of their skin, That really, tugs at my heart, and how we've handled the border, but also just women's rights. That really matters to me too, because it's our body, and that's the point, is that it is our body. So whether we want to do with it or not, we can't defund places like Planned Parenthood, for women that don't have access to health care and things like that.
Show us this lovely sign, and boys will be boys, which is something that we've heard a lot throughout the years.
Absolutely.
So what are your feelings about this statement, and how do you feel like you personally can work to make a change, like erase this statement,
Absolutely, because I think that more than us all being out here just to march, we actually have to make an actual change in our society. We've come to a really historical time, I think, where it's really up to us as men to also help the women move up and start taking leadership positions in our society, because we've already messed it up enough.
What are some of the things, as young leaders yourselves, that you would like to see in the leaders of our country?
People really having more of an open mind and able to understand where everyone's coming from. Everyone's going to be different, and everyone has their stories. I would like the leaders to be able to acknowledge that and take a stand and do what's not right for them, but what's right for everyone.